They'll switch us over. Hello, everybody, and welcome to MangaPod. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we've read our part of a manga, and then we discuss what's friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. But this week, trick, we're switcherooing it on you. It's actually MangaPod this week. Because we read The Breaker, chapters 37 through 72. I'm Aaron of Happily Aaron, your host, and with me are all three of my lovely co-hosts. We're all here.
I know, so exciting. Hi, I'm Dodger of Press Art to Continue, and I'm just so excited to talk about Breaker because I feel like it's been so long since we read it last, and it was so good.
And the last time we read it, it was just Dodger and I for like an hour and a half.
That's true!
Going, Mama Gaga! Yoka, you missed out.
How long ago was that?
You missed out.
Was that like
That was literally a year ago.
Yeah,
Because
a year
Blue
ago.
wasn't on yet.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I watched
okay.
it yesterday.
The thing is, when I just started reading, because the thing is,
busted.
I wasn't there for the last time, like you guys said, and I ended up reading like half of it, because when I started reading, I was just like, oh, this is kind of familiar, but yeah, I ended up reading it all in like 2 hours, so I don't know how in depth my discussion is gonna be, but I am excited to talk about it because I did
Slamma-jammed it.
I did look through all the fights and all the really cool looking art and stuff, and it was pretty great. So yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm Yokurama, by the way. This is introductions.
Introductions. Yeah, it's like some martial introductions. It's the art form. My name's Lou, and I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Nice to meet you guys.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to MangaPod. Hey, chat, who said that my mic was all freaking out? Is this a little bit better? Let me know. If it's not, then I'll do a switching thing again. Oh, well.
Aww.
Yeah, if you've never joined us for a MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description, aka a summary of the manga that we read, and then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendations. That is, where we say whether we think you should go spend time reading the manga or not. That way, if you do not want to be spoiled, you can take your leave and go and read it and then come back and watch the VOD of this on my channel, youtube.com/happilyaron. Still has spikes. Let me know if that's better. I hit a button, so hopefully that's a little bit better.
You're much quieter for us.
Yeah.
Wait, Dodger's gone.
Yeah, I muted myself.
Oh, there you are. You laughed, and I was like, oh no. Now
Yeah, you laughed.
Everything's falling apart.
Okay, hold on. Am I super quiet? Can you guys not understand me?
We can hear you. If maybe like speak up just a little bit than usual.
You want me to talk?
You don't need to yell
louder?
You're fine.
Okay. Yeah, so that way you can take your leave if you don't want to be spoiled. This is the second MangaPod that we have done on The Breaker, so we are going to be talking about spoilers pretty much right away if you haven't read the first half. So go ahead and go read the first 36 chapters and then come back. And now it's beeping. I don't know.
What?
Chat, are you screwing with us?
I don't know.
No, everybody's
what to do.
flipping out.
I don't know what to do. Okay, hold on.
Oh, Aaron.
Hi, Chad. It's just Aaron. We're still on the splash screen, but here I am. Is this better? Oh, God. No, we're still here. Don't leave. That was riveting. I don't know what's going on with my mic then. Boop, 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 boop. Hi, chat. Hi. Feedback? Oh, it sounds better? Okay, great.
get wonky when you haven't changed
I
anything.
literally don't change the settings, so I have no idea. Because it
Or
always
it feels
sounds.
like-
Speaking a bit, okay, well here I'm turned like literally all the way down. I don't know what to do anymore. Yeah. So let's go ahead and read the spoiler-free description. Does somebody else want to read it, or I can go ahead and read it because I guess I have it already pulled up.
Yeah,
Go for
I
it,
think-
Aaron.
yeah,
The new English teacher, Chun Wu, is not your ordinary teacher. Shun, a victim of constant. I'm talking like an ASMR because I don't want to.
Because you're worried.
Yeah. A victim of constant bullying unexpectedly witnessed Chun Wu's fighting power and begs him to make him his disciple. Chun Wu claims he can teach Shun only if he is truly determined, and Shun must jump off a bridge into a deep river in order to prove it. Turns out, however, that Chun Wu and his powers are more than meets the eye. Shun makes a grand entrance into the hidden world of martial arts, and he's about to be taught by the best there is. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! There we go. Okay, spoiler-free recommendations. Who would like to go first?
I can go.
Okay.
So I love The Breaker. Any of you who saw the first MangaPod where we talked about it, I was really liked it. I actually reread the whole thing from beginning to end, all 72 chapters last night, because I was like, there's too much that I don't remember, and I remember really liking it, so I want to make sure that I'm reading the rest of it knowing everything that's gone on and all the characters and stuff. And I enjoyed it just as much the second time around. I think overall it's really good, and I would love for us to read the sequel. So I would definitely recommend it. I think the art is fantastic, and it's a really cool take on like the martial arts world, I guess.
I'll go next. I liked it, but nowhere near as much as you liked it, Brooke.
That's okay.
Like, not even remotely close. I guess the fact, like, I had a major issue with the ending. If it wasn't for the fact that there was a sequel that I was aware of, I would probably hate the manga, the manhwa. Like, outright hate it because I did not like the ending at all. That said, it was still pretty fun. I would recommend it if you're in the mood for a martial arts manga, but like specifically in the mood for that genre of manga, because I don't think it does enough to really draw you in otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same with Lou, but I don't really trust my opinion fully because I did go through it like much quicker, and if I actually spent the time to read every little bit and you know, I didn't read it in like a couple hours, I'd probably enjoy it a little bit more. But I did get quite a bit of enjoyment, mainly for the action scenes and, you know, how well they were done and all that stuff. I definitely, you know, commend them for that. I didn't really find anything too special about the story itself and, you know, things like that. But it's not too bad. I mean, it's a pretty quick read, and, you know, it's martial arts. You know, martial arts is always fun, and definitely an interesting take on the whole side of that. You know, a little bit, you know, uniqueness to it. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, it's pretty short. I mean, the sequel is like 200 something chapters, so it's much longer.
And it's been on hiatus for like 3 years, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's much longer than this. But if you just kind of, if you want a quick read, I guess you can kind of get to this pretty quick. Dodger said she read all of it in like 5 chapters. 5 hours. In 5
She
chapters.
really condensed it down.
Yeah.
She read it all in.
Found all of the stuff that was just not necessary and checked it out.
There's only 5 chapters that you need to read out of this.
You guys have to go and find what they are, though. We're not going to tell you which ones.
You gotta reread it all again. No, but yeah, it's 5 hours to read all of this, and she actually read it all, like,
Yeah.
you know, in detail. So it's a quick read, and I think it's worth it. You know, if you want some quick, good action, good art, stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree. I agree very much with Dodger. I'm in the same boat. I do think there's a lot of parts there's a lot to it that's not new. Like, if you're a fan of martial arts, you've probably seen, even of shonen, you've probably seen this setup quite a few times in the past. But I really love the characters, and I really enjoyed the build up to like of the world and of the character development and the fights. Like the way everything just connects and leads to one another was so enjoyable to me and just so much fun that I was engaged and entertained the entire time. So I recommend it really if you like shonen, like the genre of shonen, and if you enjoy martial arts and fighting, this is one you're going to really love. And it's 72 chapters, and so you know that it's like there's the sequel, but this specifically, except from the ending, there's a lot to it that's very concise, and you'll get a lot out of if you like this kind of manga. So
Manga.
manga. Yeah, so that's our spoiler-free recommendations. Do with those what you will. We are going to dive into spoiler section. What this means is that if you do not want to be spoiled, you should take your leave now, whereas everybody else who wants to hang around after our countdown, you get to spoil everything because we read the entire thing, but do not spoil anything from New Waves because we have not touched that. So please do not spoil anything from there. If you do spoil anything from there, even a fake spoiler because we don't know, you'll get a warning and then you'll get timed out and then you'll get banned. So maybe don't test the waters with that, you know? Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into spoilers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shiwun is God, but that's because it's the only name I can remember.
Dude, I have a really hard time remembering everybody's name.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Shiwun and
Sunwoo.
Sunwoon. I started calling
Shiho. Shiho's another one I remember, kind of.
the dragon, 9 Dragons guy.
Mhm.
Because Shiwun refers to him as like some C word, I just started calling him Chimichanga, or is it G?
Sun-Sang-nim.
Sun-Sang-nim? I started calling him Chimichanga.
Whatever teacher is, honored teacher in Korean.
Yeah, I just referred to him as Chimichanga. Because it looked like it. The word looked like it to me. So I was like, oh, look at Chimichanga transforming into the devil.
That's some hardcore chimichanga.
All right, so the question we usually like to ask is, what were your expectations before reading the manga or manhwa? Dodger and I, since we've already read the first half, will answer what we were expecting going into this section. Yoku and Louie, you get to answer it because you haven't read it before, so go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Oh, yeah.
I was expecting. Oh, you want to go first?
You wanted to go.
No,
I don't want to go first.
I heard you want to go first.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go first anymore.
Sorry.
No, just kidding. No, you can go first.
No, go for it, man.
No, you go. No, okay, I'll go first. Okay, so I knew this was a manhwa, and it's a pretty popular one, and it's ranked up there quite high, and I know a lot of people that I talk to that are super into shonen, that have read this, and they're all like flipping out how awesome it is and how cool the action is and all that stuff. So I kind of was expecting some good stuff, and I did hear that it's not like similar, but it kind of gives off, at least in the beginning parts, that it's has like the GTO vibe to it, because it's the teacher, he shows up out of nowhere, but he's really this badass guy that can kick anybody's ass. And just kind of going into that, I was expecting more of a GTO style, but it definitely got a little bit more hardcore than that, and had much more in-depth stuff. So with the whole martial arts thing, which I really liked, I wasn't expecting it to go into the whole, the key and being able to, to control your stuff, learning these techniques. When he told me that, I'm like, man, this guy has such great regeneration powers. I can cut his hand off and it'll grow back. I'm like, what? Like, even though they don't have anything like that super supernatural in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about your ki and how it is inside of your power inside of you and like shit like
that was so deep, Yoku.
It's all about the shit inside of you, Aaron.
Yeah, that's all it is. Because that kid, he had some kind of blood vessel problems, and but he can grow his arm back if he needed. So I really wasn't expecting it to get like super violent and all crazy. I was kind of annoyed with the character at first, with the main character and stuff, but really it's actually better than I thought. You love him?
Yeah, I love the main character.
Now why don't you marry him?
I will.
Jeez.
Jeez, Yoku. We don't need to go there. That's a little far.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it, and it definitely was it was better than I was expecting it. But it did have that manhwa feel to it. I gotta say, kind of felt like GTO and Sunken Rock like mixed with the whole battle scenes and all that stuff. Very very manhwa like. So I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm like all over scattered the place because I just read so many chapters at once that I'm just kind of. But yeah, it's better, I guess, than I expected it to be.
Yeah, I was about the same. All right. I expected interesting action sequences. I expected the art to look pretty good because I had heard that the art got after a certain point started to get really good, and it was true. It ended up delivering that. I also hated the main character at first, or I didn't like him, but he actually had he had a character arc. Like he started off as a whiny little bitch, and then gradually became just like not edgy or anything, just I guess just a fleshed out character. Except for the ending where he's again loses everything and you're expecting him to, or he's portrayed as being a normal person, but he's still being sucked into this world. And the fact that he's oblivious to why he's being sucked back into this world. I don't know, that the ending really ruined his character arc for me.
Because it kind of just reset it.
It's not that it reset it. It's that I feel like the main character is just kind of a moron.
No, he's precious.
No!
Great.
What helped me? What helped me?
They're not mutually exclusive, Dodger.
Wait, what helped me?
What helped me with the ending? Yeah.
What helped me with the
Precious
ending is reading the synopsis for the sequel. That's what helped me with the ending. So read that, and
I don't know anything about the sequel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. I mean, it's not really a spoiler; it's just a synopsis. But who knows if there might be some spoilers in it. But just going at my anime list and reading the synopsis for the sequel kind of made me like, okay, there's like a lot more to this. And yeah, like I said, like you said earlier, that if it wasn't like knowingly that there is a sequel, if this was just it, then yeah, that would have been complete shit. But there's definitely much more to it.
I didn't really have a problem with the ending at all. The thing that I had a big problem with was like we got no explanation for how his teacher, I can't remember his name,
Chimichanga.
We had no explanation for how Chimichanga could have known that he would live through what happened.
Yeah.
Like him destroying his key center or whatever. How everybody was like, this kid's gonna die. And he's like, whatever, I don't care about that kid. And I was like, wait, but he could have died, right? Like you must have known that he wouldn't die, but how? And then the moment that they used to make it like, no, he really did care about him was him seeing all of the videos on his phone, right? And I was like, well, but that's not gonna help him get back into this martial arts world because he still can't use his ki, right? So it wound up being like, it's not that he can use those videos at all. It's just that he has those as like kind of an emotional support of like, no, he did care about me. He wanted me to, succeed and grow and whatever else. So the way that the ending was where so much had happened that I had pretty much forgotten he had that fucking thing that the girl gave him. And they were like, oh, by the way, yo, what up? You run our shit now, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's right. Now he's back in it. Like, I don't know. I thought that it worked fine for me.
That's one thing I really liked about the manhwa, though, that it just randomly called back to things like the pierced guy showing up out of nowhere saying, hey, remember I owed you that one favor.
Oh, I knew he was gonna show up.
The timing was hurt. Like I knew that was gonna happen too, but the timing at which it happened, I thought it was perfect. Like I expected it to be like right at the ending. But no, he came in a couple of fights before that, and the timing was perfect.
I was really excited when he just like appeared because when the whoever came in to protect him when it wasn't revealed yet, I was like, I don't know who it's gonna be, or like I had an idea that somebody was gonna come in and save him. And I was like, but I don't know who. And then it was him, and I just went, oh! I got real excited.
Yeah, but you must have been waiting for him to show up at one point.
I was waiting for him to show up, but I didn't, No, he's gonna show up then.
Pleasant surprise.
But I like how he was hiding it. I like how he was hiding in plain sight, like without his piercings.
Mm-hmm.
Like how they rescued him before. Like it was
Wait,
in one
what?
of the flashback sequences where he was, like him and one of his and someone else rescued Shiwun before.
Really? Wait.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, before that. Like he was wearing sunglasses. Remember there were two people?
Oh
drove off
yeah,
with
yeah,
him?
the people that came and kidnapped him.
Yeah.
That was so silly. I don't know. That felt like a super weird random aside for me when he got kidnapped because it was like, oh no, he got taken by the bad dudes, and literally half a chapter later he got like people showed up and were like, hey, yeah, we're the one transporting him. Okay, bye. Just kidding. We're not actually them. It was such a, I don't know. That part felt really weird to me.
Like it was weird until it played out into the reveal later. For
Yeah.
me.
That's true.
Oh, and best girl dying. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh.
god! When I was reading the chapter when she was like, you don't get to make decisions for me. I'm my own person. I'm gonna choose to go with you wherever you
like-
go. I scrolled down to the comment section and it was
Like
entirely
death
people,
flag.
Death
Yeah.
flag! Yeah, it was people being like, death flag, raise your death flags, she's totally gonna die. And when she died, I was like, God damn it.
Oh,
I
I
know.
remember that panel when where she got shot. That was really good art. Like the
Dude.
whole bullet holes in her. That was pretty crazy.
Dude, and like the fact that that she was shot again. Like I thought that was interesting that they took that opportunity to like make sure she was dead by shooting her again. I was like, "Oh fuck, that's why she's bleeding everywhere." Oh my god.
Oh, the thing is, I was kind of expecting her. Like, this is a like a manhwa. You know, she's gonna survive this, but then she didn't. she died. There was a pool of blood everywhere, and that kind of turned that guy into a beast, beast chimichanga. So I mean, she played her role, and I mean it's kind of sad that she died because right at the they finally confessed the feelings and
they got the kisses.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
She looks really good with her hair up, by the way.
She's just sexy, bae.
She is.
I prefer.
Oh,
right.
I love Alex too.
Mm-hmm.
Alex showed up in the helicopter and was like, I was like, no, Alex, you sweetheart.
I love all of the character designs. Like, this is jumping ahead because we usually talk about art last, but all of the character designs are so varied from one another for the most part, and I just really love the detail that goes into them. Like, their characteristics just make them feel more like characters, I guess.
Yeah, I was never once confused like who was who. I mean, everybody was clearly who they were, So definitely, I agree with you on that because there's a lot of times where you're just reading and you still, even in series that do have really good designs as well, you still kind of can get lost, especially during fights. Because there was a lot of different kind of fights, a lot of characters, a lot of side characters, different clans, different martial artists, and still everybody was who they were. I was more confused with the names.
Yeah.
The names confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, especially
Everybody
since
just
so
got
many had the
nicknames.
number 9 in it too, and they would be completely unrelated. And I was like, "Fuck!" So many 9s all over the place in this manga.
It was so, like, especially, like, since we don't read a ton of manya.
Mhm.
Manya.
Yep.
That's
Mahatma
a
Definitely don't read a lot of that.
Manyagaka. Since we don't read a lot, like, we're not really familiar with Korean names. Like, if it was Japanese, like, I think a lot of us would be like, oh yeah, that name, I totally get that. But with this, it was just like, there's so many S and uns and ooh and goos. It was
Yeah,
just,
everybody's name is like Woon or something like that.
Mhm.
Shi Woon.
yeah.
I think there was one person named Bae actually.
Yeah, that was the original girl that was trying to date the
Yeah, Bae.
Hey,
That
Bae.
made me laugh. That made me laugh so much because I'm like, God, I see what you did there, but really they didn't do anything there. That's really.
Just
So it
happened
makes
to,
it,
like, sync
it makes
up
it even
perfectly.
funnier.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's talk about Maindu. Let's talk about Shiwoon. So you guys kind of already said your feels about Dodger thinks he's a precious cinnamon roll. Lou
Yes.
thinks he's stupid.
Oh, he gets better.
Yes.
Lou said he's stupid in the beginning. He gets
No.
better.
Like
No, Lou
he's a
thinks
wimp in the
moron
beginning,
throughout.
then he gets pretty awesome, and then he becomes a puppet at the end.
Yeah.
Like he becomes a puppet for some clan at the end.
It was really
And-
weird for. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like I feel like if they wouldn't have given that one little bit of exposition of like, hey, he's gonna be our parrot that's gonna stay in a cage.
Yeah.
Like I feel like just without taking that one little piece out, I would have been perfectly fine with it. I'm like, oh, this is a callback to when he got the thing from the little lolly girl.
Right.
Yeah. So like I didn't go back and reread everything. I just started at chapter I actually read like chapter 34 and on because I wanted to reread that ship fight. Not two actual ships, but like the dudes that Dodger and I
The
ship.
dudes that
The
are
battleship
Ship
fight.
So I read like the first few chapters, but I didn't read from the start. And for some reason, I had completely forgotten that Shi-woon became a little bit more of like a happy dork. And like I just remembered him as the really depressed bullied kid. And so the first few chapters where he was like smiling and stuff, I was so confused because like that's not your character. What happened? And then I realized that no, he's like growing and he's becoming a little bit more out of his shell. And I just love him. I just adore his little. And he's
Some of my favorite parts in the manga, I don't know if all this was in the second half because I read it all at once, but the parts where he confronted the bully or when the bully was like going at him
with the bat.
it was funny how like his girlfriend, I don't know her name, I think it's like Sei or something like that, but
Seiho.
Seiho or something.
But what's funny was like he's like saying all this shit and he turns around, if you lay a hand to her I'll kill you. Then he turns around to her and she's just like like
Shocking.
Dude, he got so many good moments where he got to just have those badass panels where I was like, yes.
He looks so badass.
Most of his fights was him like I mean towards the end he sort of got more control over his body and him not blowing up and being destroyed while he was fighting. But a lot of his fights was him like breaking in the middle. I mean that's what's called a breaker, I guess, but shit. Maybe that's why.
You figured it out. You got it. Okay.
Oh wow, that's it, man.
That's not what the breaker reference is for.
I know, just kidding.
Come on now.
It should be though.
I feel like throughout this entire thing, he never really had a successful fight.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of okay with.
Speaking of which, something that really pissed me off is that he never got his just straight up fight with the asshole from the beginning.
Oh, with Chung-ho?
Yeah, no. Oh, he's suspended, so I don't have to fight him.
I know. Yeah, I was like, fuck
I
that.
hope he's like the main villain of the second part.
He's not gonna be. He's not a munin. He's not
Well, what
gonna
if
be part of it.
he's suspended? Who knows what the hell he's doing? He went to the mountains. He's like training under a waterfall.
Gonna become one.
No, he's like training in the cave. There's time travel involved. He's actually the master of Chimichanga.
Oh God, Chimichanga's master. It's all coming together.
Oh man.
Oh, that's prediction time right there.
Sorry, this is like a really stupid note, but Yoki, you were talking about how he like the bully came up and beat him with the bat at the beginning of that chapter.
A few times.
Yeah, at the beginning of like the chapter, the last time he beat him.
Yeah.
There was like a bloodied bat there, and for me, I was like, who's gonna be hit with the bat? Who's it gonna be? And then it was the whole thing with it. I was like, oh man, nice little callback to the cover page. I don't know. I thought it was cool. Nice
one of the coolest things is when he was fighting that other kid, the other young dude. When the kid picked up the bat and he like crushed it like this. You guys remember that? That was like one of the coolest things in the whole freaking series, I gotta say. Like I was skimming through it really quick, and when I got to that part, I sat there for like 30 seconds.
Dude, that whole sequence. I remember the first Breaker MangaPod when I like messaged Aaron and I was like, ah!
Oh, was that the first half? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first time that the Prodigy and Shiwoon meet each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like maybe an hour before I got to that part, I had texted Aaron being like, I really hope that the Prodigy kid meets Shiwon, because I think they're gonna have like that weird tension where he's like, I've always been good at this, and then Shiwon will be just like have so much power out of nowhere, and it'll be awesome. And then immediately
feel a heart rush.
Yeah, and then he's gonna feel all these feelings apparently, and then immediately after that they had like their whole sequence, and I was like, Aaron, it happened! It was so cool.
Did you see the cover panel where they're like dressed as 1940s mafia?
Yeah.
I was like, Dodger!
What was up with that?
I was like, oh man, the ship. Yeah, it was really weird. Some of those cover pages,
Yeah, he
like
brought
some.
her flowers at the end. Remember?
I know.
Yeah, some
That's
roses.
why
It's because they're in love, Yoku.
Yeah, no, I'm not doubting that.
That's why when we were in sound check and Aaron was like, oh, Brooke, your messages are so funny. It was because I was saying to her, I was like, I'm so pissed that I can't look up anything about Breaker because we haven't read the fucking
But
sequel.
I think it's one-sided love, though. I feel it's more one-sided because the main guy, Shin Woon, or whatever his
He
name
doesn't
is.
notice that anybody wants his nuts. Like 3 different people want to touch his butt, and he's just so not aware.
Yeah.
Typical shonen protagonist. I mean,
Right? God.
They still gotta do that, even in manga. Come on, give us a break.
Mom.
Kurt.
Hey.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Chimichanga.
Mhm.
I want to hear you guys' thoughts on Chimichanga's
Badass.
progression.
He's like
everything.
the coolest dude. Fighter.
I love that basically the entire manhwa, he has one of his arms in a cast.
What's up with
Yeah.
that? I was like,
That's
what?
one of my
First-
favorite
first fight.
things. It's just like, because he kills a shit ton of people while he has one arm in a cast the entire time.
No, it's like they were purposely having him in a cast just for that one panel when he actually punches that old dude
Yeah.
in the face.
Talk about
And it,
commitment.
Like, breaks, like the whole freaking series. I think it was like chapter 15 or 16 that he got the cast, and that was at like
That was-
10.
They actually
He
drew the panel with him punching the guy with his cast. Like, that was the first thing, and then the whole manhwa just stemmed from that. They're like, we need to make a series so that we can have this happen.
Yeah,
what
there's
happens.
no story, no characters, just the cast and the arc.
Just the
And then
cast.
eventually they
The
drew
cast is the
Chimichanga.
main character.
It's a chimichanga with the cast.
Chimichanga. Can somebody send us fan art, please?
With the cast. Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of that cast breaking, that point where he goes devil mode and just starts beating the living shit out of Chief and everyone else,
Yeah.
it was badass. Like, that was really well drawn.
Yeah, he's like breathing.
Yes. Yeah, it looks sick.
It was. I loved it. It was so cool.
And there was a lot of it. It was good.
Yeah, I loved that was, I don't know, the fact that the entire manga up to that point, they were like, no, this guy is like bad. He's like bad news. And you were getting information from like both sides. And in the end, like the most dangerous person by far that Shiwon has to go up against is Chimichanga. I was like, it built up to that really well, I thought.
Yeah. I love that. Those scenes where the disciple comes up and is like, or just anywhere is like, don't you know me, please don't do this. And then they're crying. And it's just, they change the heart of the person who's going under like the devil transformation. Those scenes get me. That happens in a lot of manga.
Well, it didn't work
Yeah.
the first time you tried that.
I know, which made
which
me
is
love
awesome.
it even more, and I got all feelsy.
Because I was thinking where, and then it finally worked out. Second.
Yeah.
That's
And then everybody, that was another reason why when they were like, he never cared about you. I was like, he was the only one that got knocked him out of the fucking thing.
I could just see you yelling at your like monitor. Like,
I was legit yelling at this manga and then like looking at my cats like, don't you agree? Both of my cats would just lay there and lick each other. I was like, but like, come on, right?
Somebody in chat goes, why are you calling Guman Rung Chimichanga? It's like, because it's Chimichanga,
Because he's true.
obviously.
He's actually
Because names are hard and there are a lot of characters.
Yeah.
Man, yeah,
Yes,
we
good
have not been training our whole lives for Korean names. We've done a lot of Japanese names training, but Korean
Yeah,
names.
how many mangas everywhere? We read a good few though.
3, I
I
think.
think Two.
Actually,
Three.
most of them have been Tower of
Tower
God.
of God.
Yeah, three. Tower of God.
Noblesse. And
Noblesse in this one. Yeah. There's another one that every single time we do a manhwa pod, I'm like, oh man, we should read that one. And I can't remember the name, but I always describe it and somebody in chat tells me, and then I forget it by the next manhwa pod. And I'll go look it up and be like, oh yeah, that's it. It's about anybody in chat. It's about some kid who becomes a zombie and he has a guitar and they break the fourth wall all the time and it's great. I think it's called No Man Hero.
He's
All
a
right.
zombie and he has a guitar.
Yeah, he's a kid and like half his face is human and half his face is like all destroyed and it's just his teeth and skin and it's really cool. Hang on. No Man's Hero?
That sounds really cool. I mean,
No, that's a Western movie. Never mind.
Someone said Soul Cartel.
No, it's a manhwa. Wake up, dead man. I think it's the same person who's yelled at me every single month.
It's the same. He's like, really, Aaron? Really?
Aaron, come on.
It's called Wake Up, Dead Man. Oh, it's really good. But anyway.
He probably flipped his table right after he wrote that. He's got to restart his computer now.
He's so upset. So upset. What was your guys' favorite fight scene?
Ooh.
Favorite fight scene. Oh, that's a great.
Yeah, I already said mine. Just Chimichanga beating the shit out of everyone. I just love that entire
That's like
sequence.
every fight scene, though.
Chimichanga.
No, but that
Chimichanga
last
taken from Ash.
like really long fight scene where he's beating the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
Like when he goes berserk.
There's so much detail and like every single move is different.
Yeah.
Like against every single person he's fighting, like I don't know, every
That's
move.
like-
It's like every move.
Because he's the 9th style dragon. He actually uses different styles as he fights. which
Yeah,
is
that's
awesome.
exactly. Like it's like everything we've seen kind of like brought up or semi touched on that somebody has done in the past. All of a sudden, it's all in this one.
And
fight
I feel
from
like
one
a lot of the fights or during the fights of the longer ones, they use like different style of like camera work to show the fight.
Yeah.
So they would actually animate it. It would be really, really interesting to see how they would do the cinematography because it's really cool. Like they show like a pan or like just like a 2D view of how he just like walks through and everybody's just like flying all over the place, or it's really cool, or like over the top view. I mean, they really did really good.
Yeah, the direction of the fight scenes is really impressive.
He definitely spent a lot of time, thinking all that out.
I really loved everything that happened in the school when, like right at the beginning of what we read this time, when everybody was coming after him and he was able to do like the shadow step and stuff. I was like, yes! I was so excited.
I love that everybody was like, where is this kid? Why is he giving us such a hard time to capture him?
I know. He truly is Gumun Ryung's disciple.
He truly is the disciple of Chimichanga.
I loved that fight. I also loved I really loved watching the doorman fight just because his design was so creepy. And I loved that he came back at the end. So I'm like, yes, are you a character in New Waves, please? Because you're so weird looking. I love it.
He reminds me of Xerxes Brick from Pandora Hearts.
I never read Pandora Hearts.
We read it from MangaPod.
Wait, did we?
I don't think I was there either.
Yeah,
No, I
that
was
before my
definitely
time.
there. Wait.
It was just Aaron.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
Hey,
What?
I
I
wasn't
might have
here.
I
No
might have
excuse.
actually.
But I don't remember anything
No
about it.
excuse.
I
No
might have
excuse.
actually been there. I don't know.
Wait, I don't remember anything about Pandora Hearts. I'm so
It sounds.
sorry.
The name sounds familiar.
You guys, it's so good. I can't believe you.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
Hey, did we read all of it, or is there like more?
No,
to
we
it?
only read like a few volumes, so you think he'd remember it.
Yeah, it's probably not worth continuing. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's so good. You guys, scheduling session, you're going to type up everything, and I'm just going to go in and change it to Pandora Hearts. It's just going to be every week is Pandora Hearts until we finish it. Yeah, Dodger, you should be ashamed.
We'll just reread it over and over again until it's in our mind.
Once we reach the end, we're going to go back. Sorry.
But my favorite fight scene would probably have to be the whole motorcycle chase when they were rescuing the girl, and when we were first introduced to that, Shane guy, the Pierce guy, and the machete man. He was really cool from the beginning. You know, when he
Mhm.
first time showed up on the fence, and he's just like, "So, have you seen an old man?" Oh no. Okay, cutie. See you later. You know, he just bumps. That was freaking
I want-
funny.
Yoku, you should do a video series on your channel where it's just you recreating scenes from manga.
It'd be like me making stupid voices. No, but that whole chase scene was freaking awesome. You know, they switched to that old piece of shit car, and you know, like that guy jumped and started cutting the roof off, and you know,
Mhm.
breaking the windshield, and you know, we got to see more of Shinwoo's you know, power. You know, when he first kicks him, and he's just like, oh shit, or when he started running with the girl in his hands, and she's like, you're gonna die. You know, so I mean, it's really good. That was a very long. Like,
Yeah, when
a
Kish
really
got
good
cut
one.
off his arm was a good way to cap that off.
oh yeah, I mean
That
it's
was
sort of an
badass
arc.
shit.
It's sort of an arc more than a fight scene, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
it lasted for a few chapters, or maybe even more than a few, and that was really cool. Like, you can tell that guy was like, at first you weren't sure if he was very. He kind of felt like a little bit, you know, just kind of a side character that's gonna be thrown aside. But when he did cut off his arm, and he's like, okay, I realized who you are. You know, take my arm, just let go of my men. You know, if that's not enough, take my life. Just, you know, leave my men alone. I mean, that's really when you're just like, oh shit, yeah, this guy is definitely gonna be more than what, you know, he was introduced as. And he's like my favorite character. He looks like a monkey a little bit, I think. A little bit.
Yeah, I like that dude too. I want to meet the other two, because didn't they say that there are 4 people who like tried to follow Gumunryung's example, and
Yeah.
the doorman and
Now,
chain
I think
guy.
I think
Yeah.
it was 5. I think it
Was it
was
5?
2 of the 5.
That'd be a really
Wait, no.
interesting side
No, you're right.
story.
It was 4. It was the other group of people that showed up later. That was 3 of the 5.
Yeah.
Lots of fractions.
Was it the dudes that jumped out of the helicopter?
Yeah, those were the 3 people that had that triangle formation on Chimichanga.
No, that
No.
was no.
That's
that
a
was,
different group of people.
that
was
That's what I'm saying
Heaven's-
is that there are 2
Heaven's
different groups
Way.
of people where they say, oh, there's 4 people for Machete Guy and Doorman. They're half of those people.
We're so bad with names. Machete Guy, Doorman, Chimichanga.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I know
though.
exactly who you're talking about. Like, I can picture it without having any question, and I know everybody else knows who you're talking about too.
Yeah, so there's
Everybody-
the Heavenly Ways bodyguards, and that was a group of 5, right? That's who you're talking about, Lou.
Yeah,
And then there
yeah.
was the 4 who followed Gumunryung,
Yeah.
and we met 2 of them. Yeah.
I got confused.
There's just
There's lots of
guys. Math has
fractions.
never been our strong suit here at MangaPod.
What is math?
What is math? All right, let's talk about. I mean, we've kind of been touching on it a little bit, but does anybody else have any other things they'd like to say about the art?
Oh,
just
I have
think
I have
it's so
something to
clean.
say about the art.
Go.
I was expecting this to be completely colored because Tower of God and Noblesse spoiled me.
That's true.
Yeah, that would have been insane if they
Well,
was colored.
This also wasn't formatted the way that the other 2,
Mhm.
because the other 2 are webcomics,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is
one was
formatted-
published in a Korean.
This one was actually published, so it doesn't have like the long pages and the full color and all that.
Yeah, but somewhere down the middle, we did have like a few color pages with the girl.
Where they made all those fan service jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, good thing we're at the beach. for the fan service. Good thing it's in
So
full color for the fan service. It's just like, God damn it, guys.
no, but it would be nice to see some colored pages for some of the fights. Too bad they didn't do any. Sadly,
Yeah.
I did really like the volume art, the volume cover art.
Yeah.
All of it was. It's some of the. I want to buy all the volumes if I could, just to have like displayed that cover art. I mean, it's just beautiful. Like the shading, the coloring, and just the pictures themselves are just great.
Mhm. Yeah, I loved the art of this manga. I was like consistently impressed, like from what we started reading here, and I remember really liking it before too. But specifically for this, from the first chapter we read here all the way up to the end, there were like at least a panel or two every single chapter that I had to just stop and look at it, or I'd like swipe and then go back and like re-look at it, just because it just was so impressive to me. And I really like this art style too. It was really clean and so much detail went into it, and the different perspectives too were really awesome. Very impressive. Like
Never. It was so easy to keep up with it. I'm just so I'm so happy that it's like that, because if it wasn't, it would have been much harder to go through this manga at the pace that I was going. Because
Yeah, Yoku?
I could imagine like so many other mangas that we have read where, I mean, imagine if I was trying to read Attack on Titan so quick. I would be just like, I would have no idea what's going on at all the whole time I'd be reading. But this, I was going through it quick. You know, I was trying to read it. I was trying to look through the panels, and it was. I felt like I was like watching an anime movie at like 2 times the speed. You know, like, you know, you can turn on twice the speed, and that's kind of how it looked. Everything's understandable. Everything's great. And I really like that. I mean, it's a big plus for this series, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Yoku this morning messaged and was like, or when was it? At like 3 o'clock or something? You were like, I still got 50 chapters left to read.
Yeah. No, that was like an hour and a half before
Oh, it was like 5 o'clock. That's right, yeah. Because Kaylee was sleeping. Yeah.
I'm like, you think I can do it? Yeah.
You're like,
easy.
hey. So funny.
It did have a lot more dialogue than a lot of, for me, I guess it's not really, I can't really say it's unnecessary dialogue. Like, it's not. I mean, it builds character. It you know, conversations between characters and side characters and stuff, and all of it is important. You know, because you're trying to, you know, you're trying to get immersed into the world and you know, get to know the characters and stuff and how they interact. But if you're trying to skim through this, there's a lot of dialogue you can skip. I mean, a lot of it is just like them repeating themselves, and, you know, all these conversations that are just kind of happen to kind of build up moments and build up fights and build up characters, and, you know, the legendary ninth technique dragon. You know, I mean, a lot of that stuff is easily skippable, or, you know, skimmed through really quick. So it was a fast read, you know, and very, very easy to follow, even though I read it really quick. And I feel like I got most of what this manga was, or manhwa was trying to show, and I think I could easily continue on with the sequel and understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, can I say something that I thought was kind of funny?
Yeah.
It's just like whenever someone like that one guy pulled out a gun, everyone would always look at him like, "What the shit are you doing, man?"
Oh, what's up with that
It
guy?
was
That guy's
so
crazy.
out
Yeah.
of place.
I don't know.
He was so
Not very
insane,
odd.
an insane person.
Yeah.
He really wanted revenge.
Yeah. Yeah, he was kind of just like, I don't know, I feel like he was there to kill Best Girl.
Ah, I know. What's his problem? I wish he
feel
had
like
more
that's
part
fine.
of that. I mean, that's really what he was there for.
Because he did that. Yeah, he did that. And then I think the last time he was shown was him being like, I did this, after Chimichanga went berserk. He's like, this is my fault.
That's his voice.
Dodger, you're muted.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't remember what I said, but
It
that
was
guy was
very.
the worst.
That's-
He was really dumb. Okay, does anybody else have anything they'd like to touch on? Otherwise, we'll wrap up
Wait,
and get final.
talking about that guy. It's really cool how he poked holes into that cup. That was the best part of his character.
Yeah.
And then he freaked out that other guy when he brought his finger to his face.
Yeah.
Where that guy's like, oh shit! Is he gonna poke a hole through my skull? You know. I mean, that was.
Says a lot about a character when the most interesting thing about him is that they poke holes into a cup.
Oh, it's funny. It was in the middle of his conversation. He like started poking a hole, and he poked another hole, and then like next panel, he has like a shit ton of holes in the cup. Wait, was the cup empty? Because nothing was pouring out of it. He must have chugged his coffee or something.
I did think that it was
So
interesting that they made it very clear that even if you're a really good martial arts master, you can just be shot to death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
was
that's,
like,
Yeah,
it's like, oh snap! He brought a gun.
but there's like this whole rule about not doing it.
not
but it's
using
like,
guns, but
like,
like,
wow,
you really
everyone's-
wanted to murder somebody in the martial arts world, and you're like, well, he's way more powerful than me. I guess I'll just shoot him instead.
There's a lot of honor going around.
I guess so.
Lots of
martial
honor.
arts is all about honor. I mean, that's what kind of holds up the whole, tradition. And
Sorry. I don't know what's happening to Toilette in chat, but
just lots of Mias. Just
but then like there's a Mia with I think Sam's face.
Sam's face.
very good.
So when did Sam become worst girl?
Oh, Sam, I didn't know you were worst girl. I thought you were best girl.
Aww.
It's not a Sue emote, Dodger.
And his character is still developing. Give him a break.
Yep.
Man.
All right, final thoughts and ratings. Who would like to go first?
Can I go first?
Mm-hmm.
Because I probably have the least amount of reliability, or in my rating, because I did skim through it really quick, and I have been through it
I getcha.
times.
I
And
getcha.
it's really hard for me to give it a rating, because I know that if I would go back and reread it, which I hope I do, because I know that there's probably some stuff that I missed that I probably should have gone through. But from what I experienced from reading all 72 chapters in 2 hours, I give this like an 8 out of 10. Barely. I would give it like a 7.5, but the art, how easy it was to follow, and simple story, pretty good characters overall. I mean, the main character, Shin Woo, wasn't the greatest at first, but I did grow attached to him, and it was nice to see him become from this wuss to this badass, and I really enjoyed seeing all that. So I mean, an 8 for the series, I think, is a pretty good number from how I see it, and definitely worth checking out. And I want to continue it, and hopefully we do more of the sequel, which the sequel is like 200 plus chapters. So I mean, it feels like what we read barely scratched the surface, because the sequel must go much more in depth, and definitely has more to do with Ki, and him. He's probably gonna end up restoring his Ki, because unless he's not gonna be the main character. I didn't really check if he was actually the main character there.
Oh my god, guys! What if New Waves takes us like way into the future, and he's running that other clan, but isn't a Ki user, and somebody else is the main character, and we meet him like halfway through the chapter,
and he's married to
he's married to the guy from Heavenly Way,
dude.
Yeah. They combined
What if
their
New
clans.
Waves is about him being a surfer, and
Being a surfer. No,
that's why it's the breaks. That's why it was called the breaker, is because of the breaks.
It's breaking waves. Yep, I like
man.
it. I like the way you think, Lou.
I was like, I hope that's what it's about. No.
Either Dodger's theory or Lou's theory, I'm looking forward to. Makes it even more exciting to have different things to look forward to, and I hope we continue it, and I won't have to read 70 plus chapters in one go next time. So it's gonna be a little bit more. I'll be a little bit more thorough going through it, and yeah, 8 out of 10 for series overall, not just for the second half. Just 8 out of 10. 72 chapters, The Breaker, manhwa, the end. Okay. Forever, never. Forever, for never. If you guys read or watched Hakusho, you know.
Yep.
Forever, for never.
I also gave it an 8 out of 10. If the art wasn't as good as it was, it would probably be like somewhere in the 6s. The art really did a lot to elevate this manga for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just really bitter about a lot of the story elements. Best girl dying.
Right.
The ending. The fact that the lolly she shows up at the end, but then she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then like she's not even in the flashback. Like not really that, or not the flashback, the cutaway when they're talking about who the new clan head is going to be. I don't know. I don't know. Like
because her key power is sealed, and the Moonin world only belongs to the strong.
You've made your point, Dodger, but it's still going to be.
I mean, she did say the whole, "Hey, take care of him till I get back." So she had an off the side kind of goodbye.
Hey. Help him
Hey,
out.
hey,
Bye.
okay,
It's like-
bye.
Like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern just kind of like dying, and like, oh yeah, they died on their way. That's a Shakespeare reference, guys.
It is.
Yeah,
With MangaPod,
Hamlet. Read it.
culture
Shakespeare
display.
pod,
MangaPod.
monopod. We all just said like a different pod.
I know. Are we ain't even doing the same thing?
Are we all even here right now?
I know.
Good
Who
use of
knows?
branding pod. That's what we do.
Dodger, both you and I gave it an 8 last time.
Oh damn.
I was thinking about giving it a 9.
Ooh.
So I really liked it, man. I really liked it overall. I thought there was some stuff that was a little too obvious, like Best Girl dying. Like it was obvious
Yeah.
she was going to die. And you know, it didn't really. I don't know. I love the characters. I think they're so fantastic. I like the world that was built. I think the art is just so on point, and I had no problems with the ending. I really liked the whole story arc, how it like felt like it was going to come right back to the beginning, but instead gave us, you know, the looking glass into what the next manga can be. So I really liked it. I'm going to give it a 9. I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it so much.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna stick with an 8.
Ooh, 3 8.
Because I really enjoyed it. Like I started reading it and was immediately re-engulfed into the world like I was when I first read it. And I really loved the characters and their interactions, and the fight scenes were freaking dope, mostly because of the art, but also the direction. I don't think it did anything new, and like Dodger said, there was a lot of stuff that I kind of saw coming, and there were some plot devices that just felt like, hey, this is here to be a thing, or like it never got brought up again, but then there was also stuff that did get brought up again, so that kind of like evened itself out. But yeah, I don't think like story wise it's the best story ever, but I thought it was really enjoyable, and like you said, really easy to read, and the characters are great, so I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah, that manhwa like guy, the manhwaka? Is that how you say it?
Manhwa-
'Cause it's
Mahan Wagaka?
Mahwagaka.
Mahan
Mahawagaka.
Wagaka?
No, manhwaka.
Mahan Wagaka?
Mahanwagaka.
Wagaka? What?
Mahanwagaka. Yeah,
What?
no, that's actually how you
It's
say
called a
it.
That's the
Mahan
most
Wagaka.
legit thing
Yeah.
ever.
Oh, it's a
Legit.
legit thing? Wait, it's a legit thing? Prove it.
Yes.
Prove it. No, just kidding.
Oh, Dodger. I know the reason
he-
why you gave it a 9. It's
Why?
because you heard the number constantly throughout it, so it was like subliminal messaging.
It's
Oh,
fair.
shit.
I couldn't give it anything but a 9. It's true.
Sure, you can
You
brain
caught me, Lou.
control. Yeah, he's really good at making clear stuff. I wonder if he did any other stuff, or she. I don't know.
I think it's a team.
It's a
I think
team.
it's like
It is a
They're
team.
really good Mahan Wagakas.
Mahanwagaka.
Yeah, I wonder if they did anything else. They probably did something, but because I kind of want to read it now because this story was just so easy to follow and art was so easy to follow that I want to read other stuff by this person.
Authors. Hang on.
Persons.
Persons.
They're the same
Someone
people
in the
do
chat
sequel.
is saying that it reminds them of Naruto. It's Naruto, but with like 100 Rock Lees.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah, it's like if Rock Lee was the main character and the side characters. So it's Rock Lee
Yes.
versus Rock Lee.
Their hairstyles aren't nearly as
And
fashionable.
if
And they all-
Sasuke became obsessed with Rock Lee at a certain point.
And they all released their 5th gate.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to read. So that wraps up our discussion on The Breaker. We all do recommend it, especially if you like fighting stories. So go ahead and check it out. I'm going to read the description for the manga that we're reading next week. Okay, are y'all ready? Chat gets to guess it. BT Dubs. Chat, you get to guess.
I have to guess it too. I haven't.
Yeah, Yoku and Chat.
I don't look at the schedule.
Yoku's like, I'm on the fly.
That kills the fun.
Kyoko Mogami followed her true love show to Tokyo to support him while he made it big as an idol, but he's casting her out now that he's famous enough. Kyoko won't suffer in silence. She's going to get her sweet revenge by beating Sho in showbiz. Kyoko's heart and creepy rage keeps her from getting into her talent agency of choice. The eccentric president of the agency decides to give her a second chance, but it requires her to wear a bright pink uniform, put up with spoiled stars, and try to live up to the name of her new position, the Love Me section. Can Kyoko stand the indignity long enough to find her vengeance? It's a very, you know,
Reika guessed it. It is Skippy.
that's a heavy
Is
summary.
it, I was thinking Skippy. I've watched the first season, but for some reason I don't remember shit.
It is so good. It's honestly my favorite shoujo anime. So
Is it?
Yeah, like
I remember
by
the
far,
art
it
was
is
kind of
amazing.
kind of interesting, but I don't remember the story itself.
I like
It's
shoujo,
pretty
so I'm
great.
excited.
A lot of sparkles.
Yeah, me too.
I remember sparkles and stuff.
Oh shit! Whoops. Oops.
And Sachi is guesting.
Yes, Sachi will be our guest
Aw,
next week.
I
So
love
that'll be
her.
really fun. And we are reading chapters 1 through 23, volumes 1 through 3. 23. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Great. Great. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be great. All right, let's shout out our stuff super duper fast, and then we'll say goodbye. I'm Erin of Happily Erin. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/happilyerin, where I talk about all sorts of weeb shit, and all of the previous manga pods are hosted there. If you would, I'm a lot more active right now on my social media than I'm on my YouTubes because I had a baby, and it makes making YouTube videos real difficult, surprisingly. So if you want to check me out on any social media, I'm Happily Erin all across the everything.
Hi guys, I'm Dodger. You might be watching this on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/dexteritybonus. But I also have a YouTube, youtube.com/pressrtcontinue. I just hit 700,000 today. I'm so excited.
Yay!
So if you like visual novels and dating sims and point and clicks and stuff like that, that would be awesome if you would go and check out my channel. And on all the social medias, I'm at DexBonus, DEXBONUS. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. What's up? I'm that one guy that you guys only see over here, and then you're just like, where's your videos? Where's your videos, man? And then
Yokurama Russian is
shit.
where your videos are.
Yeah, where's Yokurama?
Yeah. You guys have been checking that? Keep updating on that every day, except not. But yeah, my name is Yokurama, but it's not really. It's Moses. So I don't know. I'm really bad at these intros, especially when I don't have shit to say. You know. But yeah, you can find me on Happily Erin. We do MangaPod videos on there, and which you're watching at the moment. This is the latest one. It won't be the latest one if you're watching this later, unless you're watching it later in the week, because until next Tuesday. Okay.
Maybe
All
we
right.
should just not let you do outros anymore.
Yeah, you guys should just skip me because I had the preambling because I have no idea what to say. Here's a gummy ghost pepper.
What?
How was it, Yoku?
It's kind of spicy, but it's alright. It's not that bad. I have a beer right here. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter and stuff. You guys know me. Check the description. Fuck this shit.
My name is Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at youtube.com/Lou Talks Anime now, where I talk about weeb shit. And I've been doing a lot of unboxings lately, but I promise that's not all I do. So yeah, social media stuff, Lou Talks Anime. That's Twitter, AskFM, Instagram, all that stuff. So yeah, let's talk about weeb trash. Hit me up.
Oh shit! I do. Oh wait.
Yes,
Ian
yes.
just wrote that I owe him a Yokurama Russian video. I do owe him a Yokurama Russian video, do I?
You
It was
do.
like a couple of years ago. Oh shit. Okay, Ian, it's coming. That's
Dude, you should re-upload your the one you've made a Yokurama Russian video before, right?
Oh, have you not looked at his channel?
Yeah, wait.
I actually don't remember if there's anything on Yokurama Russian. I just remember that you
I would
have.
like
I
it
don't-
if Yoku just looked up Russian fan fiction and then just read it in a video. I would watch that, and
I
I wouldn't
would
even know what
too.
was going on.
Yoku, can you do fanfic requests?
The thing is, I'm
Yes.
really bad at reading Russian. So it would be me like trying to.
Dude.
Sound,
We
Ooh.
won't understand what you're saying. Anyways, it's okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna know.
it'll sound normal to you guys. No,
Yeah, we'll be like, that's some legit Russian right there.
Ian, tweet me the video you want me to make, and I'll make it for you in Russian.
Ian fanfic video. Ian.
Ian.
Wait, it's his choice. Shut up.
Awesome. Lou, you did your outro.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cut you off or anything.
I talk weeb trash.
I talk
That's
weeb
me.
trash. We all talk weeb trash. We're just a
Do.
bunch of weebs. Hmm.
We're the trashiest news.
Yeah, welcome to our
We are.
garbage can. I hope
Yeah.
you enjoy your stay.
If you go and look at my Twitter right now, there is a GIF on there that perfectly describes all of us. So you know. But thank you all so much for watching. If you would like more MangaPod, we have a hummingbird group as well as a subreddit. Reddit.com/r/MangaPod is where you can find our schedule and our request thread, though the schedule only goes up until next week, and we are now working on the one for next year. So that'll be coming at you soon, yos. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you here same time, same place next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on youtube.com/happily as well as twitch.tv/dexterity bonus. And we are going to be reading Skip Beat volumes 1 through 3, chapters 1 through 23 with Sachi. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace out, yo.
Oops. I hit the wrong button again. Okay, done.